This was one time they burned effigies. Look at that. They burned effigy. And I'm not even the bigger effigy. Now, note the mask. Do you see that mask is familiar?
Vendetta.
Do you see that? Because in the movie V for Vendetta, that famous mask, the anonymous mask, is the face of Guy Fawkes.
Wow.
Because why? Because Guy Fawkes is the anti-establishment rebel. That's what V for Vendetta is. Remember, the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes weren't even really the main leader. He was just the schmo that got busted down underneath the sewers of Parliament, where 13 men, Catholics, have decided they were going to blow up King James on the opening of Parliament. They had barrels of gunpowder down there, and at the set prearranged time, they were going to blow up Parliament and bring about a Catholic revolution. One of the geezers, his mate, was in Parliament, and he goes, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to write a letter to my friend letting him know not to come to work that day, a la 9/11. and so that geezer grassed them up. And went, there's a plot going on down in the basement. So they got nicked while they were down there. The police all arrived, arrested them. Guy Fawkes was hung, drawn and quartered, all chopped up and then burned. And every year, ever since then, we celebrate that event by burning effigies of Guy Fawkes.
I knew it growing up because that's when we'd see fireworks. Now, you guys obviously have July 4th, but us, it's signifying what would have happened if the Houses of Parliament would have gone up. But as well as the fireworks, we have a local bonfire on the field just round the corner from your house where people throw old beds, pieces of wood that they've got, and they'd burn an effigy that children have made, a dummy of Guy Fawkes. It sounds so pagan and weird.
Would you have wanted Parliament to burn?
I did want Parliament to burn.
I did.
Joe.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'd like it to happen now.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean that.
Yeah, this is a Guy Fawkes effigy. Look, so you understand it. That's a very good one. That's like from a movie,
Like a
I would
witch hunt.
suggest.
Yeah, like a witch hunt.
Yeah, like that witch. And there's poor Guy Fawkes. Here's more of that's little kids doing it. Penny for the guy, mister. Penny for the guy. See those little urchins? Look at them little darlings, little British kids. Lovely. Now, note the mask. Do you see that mask
V
is
for
familiar?
Vendetta.
Do you see that? Because in the movie V for Vendetta, that famous mask, the anonymous mask, is the face of Guy Fawkes.
Wow.
Because why? Because Guy Fawkes is the anti-establishment rebel. That's what V for Vendetta is.
All
Right?
I'm into it now.
Now, look at this. Yes, see, it's cool, isn't it? Told ya. Now, look at that. That's a traditional British bonfire night. Look at the sparks. Look at the joy. One of my earliest scandals, when I got in trouble in the UK, you know I'm always in trouble in the UK, have been the whole time
I've heard that.
famous. It never stops. This was one time they burned effigies. Look at that. They burned effigy. And I'm not even the bigger effigy. That was me and Jonathan Ross being set fire to. In Kent, they used to burn a baddie. When David Beckham one time got sent off during a World Cup quarter-final against Argentina for a foul on Diego Simeone, they were effigies of him hung and burned. There's a weird pagan undercurrent in the UK, isn't there? A weird pagan undercurrent. So Massey offered up that the reason that that this tradition has died out is health and safety. Even though it's an odd celebration of, killing rebels, really. It'd be like burning Martin Luther King or something. It's died out now because of a health and safety prohibitions and restrictions is the assumption.
The problem I've found is that when we moved to where we live in Birkenhead, it was around the beginning of November, and we met everybody in the community at the bonfire for bonfire night. That kind of disappeared early 2000s. There'd be bonfires everywhere in England. You'd drive around and you'd see fireworks in the sky, and then every field, it felt like, had a bonfire. I'm sure Russell and Joe can remember this stuff. Whereas nowadays you don't have that, and it's just another thing of community that's gone. Weird as it is that we're burning an effigy, really it's about us all getting together and burning an old bed that I've got and standing around and talking to each other. And I was just thinking that initially it was there to celebrate the fact that they'd saved government, whereas now I think bonfires being around is a threat to government, because the more community you have, the less likely you are to say, hey, you should put your mask on, support the NHS and all that kind of stuff. Zero tolerance on illegal dumping being masked as bonfires. They're basically It's unsanctioned celebrations of government savior. It's really weird. They'll use any reason really to stop us from being together and having community, I think. And bonfires were the one time of the year when you do that.
That's what Bonfire Night was. Is initially a celebration of, government, the thwarting of a plot to bring down government, but in the end became an emblem of community. And the globalists will not allow you community. They can't just tell you up front you're not allowed community. So for your health and safety, get in your house, maintain 6 foot distance, put on the mask, take the shot, put that fire out. They'll use your safety to legitimize endless bureaucracy. It's not a coincidence that in the screw tape letters, C.S. Lewis depicts demons as members of a vast bureaucracy. Thanks for watching the video. Have a look at this one over here, or join us Monday, Wednesday and Friday on Rumble.